I'm over at the Abe Stuber Track Complex, joined by senior thrower Josh Upman. And Josh, outdoor season seems to be kind of carrying over from the indoor season for you and the throwers. Big weekend performance out of a lot of different throwers, you included, winning the shot put at the Vanderbilt Black and Gold Invitational. I guess is it just kind of more of the same, or is there something kind of different about being outdoors and getting some better weather?
It's always nice to go outdoors and get some good weather and get a little suntan. Training's different right now, but really just working on fundamentals. It's early in the season. You really just want to make sure you get all those down, and then as you start to peak later in the season, the throws should start coming. So it was a good weekend. A lot of people did a lot of good things, and I'm excited for this coming weekend.
Last weekend at Vanderbilt and this weekend at Ole Miss, a couple of SEC locations that you're going to with fairly large fields of competitors. Does that help having a lot of different schools around to kind of, I guess in some sense measure yourself against some of the premier schools in the country?
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. When you compete, you always want to try to compete against the best teams. And that's the great thing about track is we're going somewhere and we're competing against 10, 15 different teams, and you always get to see a lot of new faces, and it's always fun to go out there and compete against them.
Now, early on, and obviously it is early, only 2 meets into the outdoor season, but right now you're leading the shot put among all Ohio Valley Conference performers. But I guess, how do you feel as far as where you're at now and where you could be given the next couple of months of outdoor competition?
I'm happy where I'm at. I know I'm early in my training right now, but I've been having some really good days, and the things I need to work on, I've been working on. So I know in a few weeks down the road, hopefully we'll see something good.
Obviously, as one of the seniors among the throwers, part of it is I imagine kind of being a bit of a mentor to some of the underclassmen, one of whom who's kind of stepped up early on is Kevin Farley in a lot of different throwing events. I guess as one of the seniors of this roster, how would you gauge the performance out of the freshmen and some of the other underclassmen in your group?
Well, since I've been at SEMO, I've never seen anybody compete as well as Kevin and throw as far as Kevin. So that's really good to see. He's a hard worker, and I see a lot of good things coming out of him. As a thrower, it's always good to have other good people around you so we can all compete together and, get better as a unit. And I'm very happy to have Kevin with us because he is a valuable asset to our team, and I think in a few years down the road he's going to do some really big things for SEMO.
All right, we look forward to seeing that and some more big performances out of you as the season goes on. Good luck the rest of the way.
Thank you.
Now joined by Kevin Farley, a freshman thrower who's off to a very good start for the Southeast Missouri track program. And Kevin, not much else to say. There's 3 different throwing events that you've been competing in early on in the outdoor season, and you're in the top 5 among all Ohio Valley Conference throwers as just a freshman in all 3 of them. How are you feeling right now as far as where you're at in terms of your throws?
Oh, I'm very happy where I'm at. Just everybody keeps telling me, I get a little discouraged here and there, and everybody just keeps telling me I'm just a freshman, so I just kind of let that get to me. And I try to, anytime I mess up or screw up, or I can't get something down, I just go, my first year. I just let that do it.
Now, as a freshman, it's always a lot of growth right out the get-go. I guess, where do you feel that you are now compared to where you were when the season was starting and you just kind of stepped onto campus working out for the first time with the team?
I'm a lot different from now and then. When I got here, apparently I've been throwing everything I was doing wrong. So first day I got here, they basically changed my entire technique, and from then to now, it's a big difference. The steps are hitting better, and I'm seeing the improvements in distance-wise.
What are some of the things that you've kind of, how long, did it take for you to start to see some of the changes start to pay off for you in terms of in terms of your throws?
Oh, it took quite a few months. I didn't start. I came here shot put was getting low when I first got in the fall, and then progressively through the indoor season, it just kept getting bigger, and I fixed a few steps in there, and that make a couple inches, a couple feet, and then from there it's just been progressing on.
Now you have 3 pretty solid showings at the Roads Open to open the outdoor season. How helpful is it to be with a pretty accomplished group of seniors in the Craig Robinsons and Josh Upmans in the throwing group as far as your development goes?
Oh, that's a very big part. That's maybe one of the reasons I came to SEMO, because a lot of the Ohio Valley Conference teams only have a senior thrower I don't want to come on and be like second, be like the best thrower already. And like when I was freshman in high school, I get to work with one of the best throwers in the state, and I want to do that again. So I came to SEMO, and I got Craig and Josh, and they're pushing me every day.
All right. Well, we look forward to seeing some more big throws out of you the rest of the way. Good luck.
Thank you.
Stopping by at the Abe Stuber Track Complex to talk with head Southeast Missouri track and field coach Eric Krumpecker. And Coach, 2 weeks into the outdoor season and scanning the Ohio Valley Conference leaderboards, a lot of Red Hawks at or near the top. Talk about how the team's where the team's at so far 2 weeks in.
We've gotten off to a pretty good start outdoor here. Real pleased with where our field event people are right now. We kind of picked up right where we left off at the end of indoor and kind of carried over into the outdoor season. Our distance runners had a big meet this past weekend at Vanderbilt. A lot of PRs run, especially in the 3,000 down there. And, our sprinters are a little bit behind because of the weather and getting back outside. But they're starting to come on, and then hopefully we're going to do some big things here in the next couple of weeks.
Now this weekend you've got the Ole Miss Invitational, second straight week you're at an SEC school with what comes with it, fairly large fields of competition. How important is it to be in some of those bigger meets and have a large group of competitors that you're pushing your athletes to go toe to toe with?
Well, the competition, you hope that it's going to be what makes you better, so you want to seek that out and hopefully you throw people out there in the competitive atmosphere. It makes them do things that they might not normally do. It makes them rise to the occasion. So, we always look for very competitive meets to get our folks into, and this weekend should be another nice meet for us.
Now you mentioned the field events doing really well, and it's been kind of headlined by a lot of your throwers, in particular Josh Upman picking up right where he left off in the shot put, but also getting some contributions out of freshman Kevin Farley early on. I guess talk about what those two have done so far.
Okay. Josh is having a great senior season, had a big indoor season for us, throwing over 60 foot with a shot. And, he's going to wind up over 60 foot here outdoor with it and hopefully break our school record outdoor in the shot put. And, it'd be a nice way for him to cap off his career here. And then, Kevin, just starting his career off, is having a heck of a freshman season. And, he's probably he's thrown the shot put the farthest of any freshman that I know of that's been here at Southeast. And the sky's the limit for him. Over the next 3 or 4 years, he is going to be so good if he keeps working the way he is. And, I'm looking forward to the next couple of years here.
And talk a little bit about this weekend as far as the amount of athletes that'll be headed over with a team for competition this weekend, and just what you're looking to do as far as getting, kind of balancing out the production of the rest of the roster.
Well, right now we're just looking for people to improve. This early in the season, everybody's not where they need to be by the end of the year. Still very early, and we're just looking to people to go out and improve on what they did this past weekend. And you do that enough weeks in a row, and you put together a good season that way.
All right, best of luck this weekend, Coach.
Thanks a lot.